It was a peaceful morning in Lucknow's Vibhuti area. People in the small locality of Barabarwara were busy with their everyday routines, unaware that this day would soon shake the entire neighborhood. Around dawn, a few villagers were heading toward the fields when one of them suddenly stopped, his face turning pale. Just near the pond, something horrifying caught their eyes. A man's lifeless body drenched in blood. Within minutes, panic spread like wildfire. The news reached every corner of Barabarwara. Among the crowd that gathered was a woman named Satyupa. Her hands trembled as she pushed through the people, her heart sinking with every step. Her husband, Santosh, had gone missing the previous night. The moment her eyes fell on the body, she screamed in agony. It was him, her husband, Santosh Sahu. Soon after, the local police, led by Inspector Devendra Dubey, arrived at the scene. They examined the body carefully. Santosh was around 45, a daily wage laborer. His stomach was brutally slashed multiple times with a sharp weapon. His bicycle was lying nearby, but his mobile phone was missing. The inspector took note of everything before turning to Satyupa for answers. Sobbing, she explained that the previous night Santosh had gone out with their son Rakesh to buy fish. On their way back, he told Rakesh to head home while he went to meet someone. "He said he would return soon," she cried, "but he never came back." She had called him several times, but his phone was switched off. At sunrise, she began searching for him, asking neighbors for help. One of them, Sonu, who worked in a timber shop, joined her. But before they could search far, they heard the dreadful news. A body had been found near the pond. She ran there instantly, only to find her world shattered forever. Inspector Dubey assured her that the police would find whoever did this. He sent the body for post-mortem and registered a case of murder against unknown persons. Back at the station, the investigation began with Santosh's call records. The last call on his phone came from one Laxman Sahu, a resident of Adil Nagar in Lucknow. The two, it turned out, were close friends. Laxman was also a mason, just like Santosh. They had met at work, and over time their bond had deepened. Laxman was a frequent visitor to Santosh's home, sometimes even when Santosh wasn't there. Neighbors had noticed it before, but no one thought much of it. The police, however, sensed something more. Could there be a personal motive behind this murder? When Inspector Dubey summoned Laxman for questioning, he didn't appear nervous at all. But when he was asked about Santosh's missing phone, his expressions changed. He claimed ignorance, saying they were like brothers and he would never hurt him. Yet something in his tone seemed off. The inspector decided to look deeper into their friendship. A friendship that would soon unravel into one of the most shocking betrayals ever seen in Lucknow. But what really went wrong between two friends who once trusted each other like brothers? And what dark secret was Santosh's wife hiding? The answers were about to surface in the most unexpected way. Months before the murder, Santosh's life seemed ordinary but content. He lived in a small rented house in Barabarwara with his wife Satyupa and their children. He was a hard-working man who made a living doing construction work. His new friend Laxman had become a regular part of his life. Both men were from Chhattisgarh, both shared the same profession, and both loved food and drink. What started as friendship soon turned into a brother-like bond. Or at least that's what Santosh believed. One day, Santosh received a big payment for a construction job. Excited, he wanted to celebrate. "Laxman, tonight's special," he said cheerfully. "You must come over. My wife cooks the best meat you'll ever taste." Laxman smiled, though a strange flicker passed through his eyes. That night, the two friends brought liquor and meat, laughing as they entered Santosh's modest home. When Laxman first saw Satyupa, he froze. She was stunning. Her beauty carried a quiet strength that drew him in instantly. She was graceful, radiant, and her smile made his heart race. Throughout the evening, as she cooked, Laxman found his eyes following her. Every movement, every laugh, every glance stirred something forbidden inside him. When the food was served, he couldn't stop praising her. "Bobby, your cooking is magic," he said, smiling wider than usual. "If you ever open a restaurant, I'll be your first customer." She laughed lightly, not realizing how deeply those words had struck him. From that night on, something changed inside Laxman. His thoughts grew darker, consumed by the image of Satyupa's smile. And fate soon gave him another chance, during the festival of Holi. That morning, Santosh was drenched in colors, laughing with neighbors. Around 2 p.m., Laxman arrived, clean and neatly dressed. "Come, let me put some color on you," Santosh said, smearing his cheeks with red gulal. He then went to take a shower. Laxman waited, his heart thumping with restless excitement. In the courtyard, Satyupa was drying clothes. He walked up, smiling mischievously. "Happy Holi, Bobby," he said, and gently brushed color onto her cheek. She laughed. "That's it? You call that playing Holi? Come on, if you play properly," she teased. Those innocent words burned like fuel in his veins. Misunderstanding her tone, Laxman took a step too far. His hand went where it should never have gone. Startled, she tried to push him away. "What are you doing, Laxman?" "Leave me," she whispered harshly. But he only grinned and said, "Bura namano, Holi hai." She froze. Something in her eyes betrayed confusion. Fear. Or was it something else? The moment broke when Santosh's voice echoed from inside. She quickly ran to the bathroom, terrified he might see the color marks. When she returned, both men were drinking together again. But her shy glances toward Laxman didn't go unnoticed. He understood the meaning behind them. That night, as Santosh lay drunk, Laxman returned to the house again, quietly like a shadow. When he entered her room, Satyupa didn't scream. She whispered, "You've lost your mind. What if someone sees us?" But he pulled her closer, his breath heavy with desire. "I can't stop thinking about you," he said. That night, the lines of loyalty, love, and morality were shattered forever. After that, the two began meeting secretly. Every time Santosh drank, Laxman stayed behind. Their affair grew bolder and neighbors began whispering. "That man visits too often," they said. "Something's not right." When rumors reached Santosh, he confronted his wife. "People are talking," he said quietly. "What's going on between you and Laxman?" Satyupa laughed it off. "You believe them? He's your friend. People just enjoy ruining others' peace." Her words calmed him. But only for a while. For Laxman and Satyupa, the pressure was unbearable. They wanted to be together, without fear, without lies. But there was one problem standing in their way. Santosh, the husband, the friend, the obstacle. And soon the thought turned into a deadly decision. The lovers had crossed the line of sin. Now they were about to cross the line of humanity. But how far would they go to erase the man who once called them family? By late September, the couple had already begun planning the murder. Laxman recruited two of his acquaintances, Nikhil alias Pintu and Ajay alias Muku. He promised them money in exchange for helping him finish the job. They demanded 10,000 rupees. Without hesitation, Laxman agreed and paid them 5,000 rupees in advance. The plan was simple: lure Santosh away under the pretext of work and kill him in a secluded area. On the night of October 3rd, everything unfolded exactly as planned. Around 8 p.m., Santosh and his son Rakesh were at the fish market. Laxman called him. "Bhai, I've found you a new construction job. Come meet me at Hanuman Chowraha. I'll show you the site." Excited, Santosh handed the fish to his son. "Go home." "I'll be back soon," he said. That was the last time Rakesh saw his father alive. At Hanuman Chowraha, Laxman and his two accomplices were waiting with bottles of liquor. They greeted Santosh warmly. The four of them drank together, laughing like old friends. But beneath Laxman's smile hid a sinister resolve. As the alcohol took over Santosh's senses, Laxman gestured toward the dark lane leading to a nearby pond. "Let's walk," he said casually. They walked under the pale light of the moon, the air eerily silent. Then suddenly, steel flashed. The first stab came fast, then another and another. Santosh screamed in agony, clutching his stomach as blood gushed out. "Why, Laxman, why?" were his final words before collapsing. The three men watched as life faded from his eyes. Minutes later, Laxman pulled out his phone and called Satyupa. "It's done," he said coldly. "We're free now." Then they vanished into the night. When the body was found the next morning, the entire community was horrified. The police followed the trail of call records, and soon the truth surfaced. Laxman and Satyupa were arrested first. Under intense questioning, they broke down and confessed. Their confession led police to Nikhil and Ajay, who were also caught. The murder weapon, a blood-stained knife, was recovered from nearby bushes. The court later sent all four to judicial custody. The once loving friendship that had begun over shared drinks ended with betrayal, blood, and death. Santosh had trusted his friend like a brother and his wife like his soul. Both shattered him, one with deceit, the other with a knife. Sometimes evil doesn't come from strangers. It grows quietly within the walls of trust, disguised as love and friendship. So next time you hear laughter between friends or see trust between couples, remember this story.